Tactical Command, this is Sword 1. We are on final approach. I say again, on final.
State Police exhibit here at the fair. This is the Special Operations Rappelling demonstration. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for coming. Appreciate your support more than you know. So without further ado, you direct your attention to the first deck. Please welcome your host, Sergeant Eric, the Irish Hand Grenade Osborne.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 4 of the Great New York State Fair. For those of you that sat through that dog show for no other reason than to secure prime seats for this show, the best one at the fair, guaranteed not to give you fleas, we appreciate it. We are SORT. SORT is the tactical element for the New York State Police. As such, we conduct all those operations you would expect a SWAT team to conduct. High-risk felony warrants, drug raids, barricaded subjects, hostage situation, dignitary protection. However, we also perform a few tasks that people don't necessarily associate with SWAT teams, including search and rescue, to include hiding or rappelling, and rope rescue, which is what we're going to demonstrate here today. So without further ado, let's bring the guys down and introduce them. Up on the left side of the tower, hailing from the frozen tundra of Beetroot along that Canadian border, Trooper Brandon the Norseman Strader. On the right side of the tower, our resident softball ringer and former Army captain. He also, for those of you that saw the dog show, can run 31.5 miles an hour, no big deal. Trooper Robert Capitan Burke. Down here on the ropes, fresh from Division Special Operations Headquarters, Sergeant Derek, the Dangerous Man, Surza. In that top window, spinning our beats, fresh off his European tour, where he played clubs from Milan to Minsk. He is available for birthdays, bar mitzvahs, and of course, bachelorette parties. Trooper Brian DJ Teresi. Up on the left side of the tower, he's mastered every discipline in the tactical world. He is also the team's primary tailor and cobbler. He recently, as a true Renaissance man, purchased half of a 1986 dump truck. I don't know how that transaction goes. All true stories. Ladies and gentlemen, the assistant team leader from North Central, Sergeant Ryan Nice Dumper Ordway. On the right side, you've got the Central Region's paramedic and my primary care physician, sporting his tactical knockoff Chuck Taylors, Trooper Brandon Dr. McSteamy Madigan. All right, Last dig on the dog show, while our guys climb the ladder, and you'll see they can all climb the ladder, no big deal. I'll go over a little bit about what it takes to become a member of SWORD. First off, you have to be a trooper for a minimum of 2 years, which is its own process unto itself. Then we'll put out training announcements that we're going to have a tryout. You put into your chain of command requesting a tryout. If they feel you may have what it takes, they will grant you one, and it is a 3-day tryout. If you pass that 3-day tryout, you are offered an invitation to a 2-week selection. If you complete that 2-week selection, you may or may not be invited to the 6-month school. We run a little over an 80% attrition rate. When you're in that school, 3 weeks of it are dedicated to rope work. We do basic rappelling, we do rope systems and rescue work, and we also do helo ops, where we fast rope, and we also rappel out of helicopters about 3 or 4 times the height of this tower. Each guy is issued his own equipment and his own harness, and on the front of that harness you're going to see what we call a figure 8. That's our descent device. The rope is fed through that, and that's how we control how we come down. That top hand on the rope is just to keep us upright, just a guide hand. The one down by our hips, that's a money maker, that's our brake hand. As we move our hand away from our hip, it allows the rope to freely flow through the device. That's when we let gravity take over, and we refer to that as letting her eat. Once we bring it closer to our hip, it puts friction on that device, slowing and eventually stopping it. But telling you is one thing, showing you is something different. So if you look up top, we've got Brandon and Rob who are going to demonstrate. All right, you see how they work their way down and then they bring that rope to their hip? Go ahead, put on their brakes, good to go, land nice and gently on that roof. However, as this fair goes on, a couple things happen. One, the guys like to entertain themselves a little bit and to let her eat a little bit more. Also, these ropes start to develop twists and loops. If you're really letting her eat, you got that hand open a little more than you should, and that loop hits that hand, it can pop right out. If you lose your brakes on the thruway, that's a bad day on the road, right? If we lose our brakes up here, that can be a bad day on the ropes. But that brings me to Sergeant Surza. He's not trying to be rude or antisocial, showing you his back. He's not trying to showcase his well-defined lats and traps. I gotta hit the infirmary for a Band-Aid because my man is cut. As the senior-most guy on the team and our ropes guru, he has the oh-so-important yet not at all glamorous job of rope safety or belayment. If one of these guys is coming down and they lose that right hand, he's gonna pull on the rope, slowing and hopefully stopping them. But again, telling you is one thing, showing you is something different. So to demonstrate, one of these guys is going to do me a favor. They're going to back up, they're going to get a running start, and they're going to throw themselves off of that roof with no hands on the rope. They're going to come hurtling towards earth, approaching terminal velocity until at the very last second, Sergeant Surza, if he is physically able and so inclined, will use his cat-like reflexes and raw power to engage the belay, stopping that trooper mere moments from certain death or at least a sprained ankle. Ladies and gentlemen, you paid for your whole seat. You're only gonna need the edge. This is gonna be awesome. Who's going? Oh, guys, we had all morning. You couldn't figure it out?
I saw yesterday's show. He's definitely got it.
Yeah, yesterday's show was a little dicey, but I think it'll work out fine. Guys, just come on. No need to argue. Let's settle it like adults, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Gotcha. That's how we settle disagreements. Brandon won, he gets to come down like a gentleman. Looks like Rob has volunteered. So let's hear it for Rob, huh? So like I said, no big deal. Rob's gonna take a few steps back. No big deal for me. He's gonna get a running start, and he's gonna jump off, no hands on the rope. We're gonna engage a blade, and we're gonna stop him at the last second. You ready, Rob? 3, 2, what's the matter, bud?
Can't do that with a lemonade bucket.
Well, there's a guy holding a lemonade bucket. All right, hold on. Let me figure this out. Hey, D, what are you doing?
Is that bucket full?
He does got it. That does look heavy. It looks load bearing. Is that bomb-proof? It's almost full. Bud, what's your name? Easton? Okay. Did he tell you what to do? He did he? All right, no problem. It's pretty basic. I'll actually give you the advanced course. All right, Easton? When he backs up and jumps, you just pull on the rope, okay? On the first bounce, second bounce, it doesn't matter. At some point, just pull on that rope. He's gonna stop eventually anyway. You can't screw it up, you're gonna do great. It's gonna be fantastic. You ready? He's locked in. I love it, he's got a lot of intensity. That jugs his ballast. You ready, Rob?
No, it's not even ice in the thing.
Well, they get you in the ice. That's how they get you. They just load it up with ice. All right, all right. He's not gonna do it. How about you hop on the front end of that, you think? Is that okay? Because Derek's got a 64% belay success rate.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
And then Easton, you're gonna be hanging out, all right? Because you're his backup. All right, you good now?
All right.
Folks, let's give him a little encouragement, okay? You good? All right, cool. We're gonna count them down to 3. Help me out, folks. 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right, acapella too. He did it. Nice job. Nice job. And Derek can hold him there as long as he wants. Holds him there 10 minutes. We can make it almost as long as the dog show. Nice work. All right, folks. So you can see that gravity doesn't take a second off out here, right? You can end up in a lot of precarious situations, get twisted up. That's okay, as long as you don't lose your head. And more importantly, as long as you don't lose your brake hand, you're not gonna fall. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Ryan and Brandon, who are gonna work their way down and demonstrate. All right, you see them coming down to that same standard seated hip rappel that everyone else has been using. But now they're going to transition their brake hand from their right to their left. This is going to allow our guys to go ahead and invert. Now, even though they're upside down, as long as they maintain that newfound brake hand, they're not going to smash face first in this beautifully manicured turf. This is what we call the commando crawl. It allows our guys to see where they're going before they present their feet or other body part through a window. But once they've gone far enough and seen all they feel they need to see, they can go ahead and revert, reassume that brake hand, and come on down. Complete with a superhero landing. Ladies and gentlemen, the invert. You're going to notice a reoccurring theme out here today, and that's safety. You're dealing with high elevations, high altitudes, sharp edges, extreme angles. People sometimes, whether they're rappelling, rock climbing, or even just hiking, can end up in bad situations. They can get hurt, they can end up in a spot where they run out of rope or can't go up or down. We need the means to go ahead and get to these people. Ladders aren't necessarily going to reach high enough. Helicopters can be counterproductive. Those rotors don't do our ropes any favors, if you know what I'm saying. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Brandon. He's going to work his way down and demonstrate. So say Brandon's working his way down a sheer cliff somewhere perhaps in the Adirondack or Adirondack Park or Ithaca, because it is gorgeous. He gets to a spot he wants to be a little bit. He's going to wrap that 8, not once, not twice, but thrice. This is called the tie-off. Once he's tied off, he can literally and figuratively hang out. He can go hands-free, he can invert, he can use his phone to snap a selfie, post it to MySpace. Anyone still running MySpace? Just me? That explains it. All right, but say I'm with you. So say he's hanging out there, and unfortunately a rock kicks loose and hits him in the head. Now we're gonna need a couple volunteers real quick. Kids, yeah, come on forward. No, you don't have to raise your hand. We're not in school yet. So come on forward. It's kind of a chaotic thing. Just jump right over the rope. Grab yourself a water balloon. We don't have enough for everybody, but still everyone's welcome to come forward. Grab a water balloon, close with them, get right underneath them, and let them have it. Go right up there, guys. Don't be bashful. Let him have it. We need him to get barraged with rocks. Let it eat. Get him. Get him. Oh, faulty water balloons. Nice arms. Got some guns going. Nice work, guys. Let it eat. Let it eat. Let it eat. Close it right up on top of him. Yeah, almost halfway. And there we go. Folks, let's hear it for our rocks. Thanks for coming out, guys. Yeah, next year, lawn darts. A lot more accurate, a lot more kinetic energy. All right, so now Brandon's been knocked unconscious. But we can't leave him there, okay? We got a lot of time and money invested in him. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Rob. Rob's gonna go ahead, come down his line. He's gonna latch hands onto Brandon and hopefully bring him down to safety. Come on down, Rob.
Can't keep my hands to myself.
Oh, okay. We choose all our own music out here. It's a bold choice for Rob, obviously comfortable in his own skin. What's up, bud? Are you certain? I thought this was your musical selection. It's Sergeant Woods, not yours? You'll come down to that though, right? No. More manly, DJ DeRoshi. Our tactical diva won't come down. He says he needs something more manly. You got something for him? Let's see. Try it out. He's receptive. Weather Girls, ladies and gentlemen, 1985 classic. As Rob comes down, you're going to notice he has a different piece of equipment on the front of his harness. He's not running an 8 anymore, he's running what's called a brake bar wrap. That's going to allow him to take additional weight onto his system. That additional weight, in this case, is going to be Brandon. Before he does anything though, he's got to tie off, lest he fall to the ground and become another victim in need of rescue. Once he gets that nice interval and a tie off, he's going to reach for that blue strap on his left hip. That's called a pick-off strap and is designed specifically for rope rescue applications. He uses a partial invert and that impressive wingspan, thank you Vanna, to hook into Brandon's harness. After that, he'll use those impressive biceps he somehow shoehorns into a medium t-shirt to pull Brandon up. You'll notice that Brandon naturally reaches for Rob's hips and legs. We're a very tight-knit team. At this point, we ask no photos be taken. Thank you. You start to see Brandon's line go a little bit slack. That's an indication his weight has been removed from it. And now Rob is working to secure all of the hardware off of Brandon's line and completely free him from his rope. And he has completely freed him from his line. So now Rob will undo his tie off and hopefully lower him and Brandon safely to the ground. Looks like he nailed it. Ladies and gentlemen, the pick-off. All right, we've showed you basic rappelling. We've showed you some of the precautions we have in place. We've showed you a very small percentage of the rope rescue work that we are capable of. However, there's also a tactical application to the rope work you're seeing here today. Say, for example, there's a bad guy creeping around these fairgrounds. He snatches up a kid, runs up into this building, barricades the door shut. Horrible choice of location, but I digress. So now he's got that door nailed right shut and he feels real comfortable. We're not going to be able to get in through the door. But unfortunately for that bad guy, the Special Operations Response Team doesn't need to come in through the door. We can come in through the window. But before we do, we count on our partners. The first responders are these men and women in gray that you see. They're the first ones there locking it down, oftentimes by themselves. Most dangerous job in division. And then they call on their supervisors, they call on BCI, they call on negotiators, specialty units like SCUBA, even our friendly rivals in the K-9 unit. A lot of them will run drones like that you have hovering above you. They'll give us real-time actionable intelligence in a situation like that and hopefully let us know where those hostages and hostage takers are. In this situation though, anytime we deal with technology, we trust but verify. There is no substitute for the human eye. So if you look all the way up top, it looks like we've got Ryan ready to run the recon. Ryan lands on that roof ever so gently. Horse right in the commando crawl, starts checking windows. Oh! That is the wrong, that's not our target. I meant my first window. I'm sorry, I forgot you were coming from up there, bro. Swipe left, get out of there. Ryan has seen things he cannot unsee. He's got a counselor on team. All right, bottom one. Ryan's confirming that the drone has stated hostage and hostage taker are in that bottom window. Now he reaches up on his harness for that canister on the back. That's a noise flash diversion device, commonly referred to as a flashbang. That's going to emit a bright light and a loud noise that distracts and disorients the suspect long enough for us to seize the initiative. Looks like Ryan's ready to deploy the bang, and it looks like we're ready for Brandon to effect the rescue. Brandon's in the window. It appears the suspect has the upper hand on him. Oh, he's a grisly looking dude. Uh-oh, he's got an etched weapon. A hammer fist. Bring it back. The 7th grade girl. No, folks. Folks, I am sorry you all had to witness that clear violation of New York State Police policy and procedures. No, he had a knife. You're justified to use deadly physical force, 100%. But our manual prohibits throwing a pedophile out of the 2nd-story window. It clearly states it has to be the 3rd floor or higher. 2nd floor's not getting it done, you know what I'm saying? But how's the kid? Timmy, there he is, remember? Yeah, collar popped and everything. Nice save, good save for Brandon, he got Timmy. All right, folks. Hey, hopefully you guys can pick up on the fact that we really enjoy coming out here. This represents a nice break for us. It's great to interact with you great people, and it's nice to work on this awesome tower. However, at the end of the day, it is a serious business we're involved in. If you look along that roof line, there are 4 sets of numbers. Those are the shield numbers for Michael Strike, Ross Riley, David Brinkerhoff, and Joseph Longobardo. Those 4 men were operators on our team who died in the line of duty. They made the ultimate sacrifice serving the people of the state of New York, and we think it's those guys that deserve a real round of applause for that. Folks, you've been fantastic. We were a little worried it being a Monday. You turned out, brought some great energy. We really appreciate that. Afterwards, come forward. We'll have stickers for the kids, answer questions, post for picture, tasteful, of course. PBA's got all your state police swag. You got the museum in there, and you can exhibit out back. Thanks again for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your day at the great New York State Fair.